Hello, this is Jaylee Gray, and I'm going to walk you through Minecraft Commentary Part 2. In this commentary, we'll be looking at the small town of Made. As you can see, we're coming up across it. Now, the walkthroughs will show you every inch of this place, but I just want to give you a general idea of what I was thinking when I was building it. So, in general, Made is structured with a housing area, a market area, a governor's house, and then a wall surrounding the town for protection. When you're coming into Made, on this side, you can see some stables. On the left side is horses. On the right side, there's no horses. This isn't a design flaw. What you would do is on the left side, you'll buy the horse, go to this person, purchase the horse. But if you already had a horse, you needed a place to set the horse. You can go to this person and open the doors to one of these. Once in town, made from the very much a country of Kepler. For all the foods, yeah. Left. Over here is the bathhouse. This is a way to hold eats and stuff. Not very is where not, but there'll be a few things. Emerald. You can close up. Here's a little seating area, and this is where you're supposed to, where you throw it in there. You go in here. You can imagine this being like a little sewer. So you go here, watchtower, and you can see it's the official flag. And the watchtower, all the watchtowers will be pretty much identical with a few exceptions. So once you walk through one, if you want to walk through another one, you'll be able to find it pretty easily. Here's some standard armor, right? Some weapons and armor over there for the commander. Every watchtower will have enough here system. Bring any of these four, and it could be hurting them. You can see sides of the town, or 4 sides of the area. You can see the town over there. Tower has tower right here at the town. 15 for cow sword, and they have a blacksmith house. You imagine somebody smelting anything that would go with a black. He has his porch, his room right here. I've made the dome is very important because actually where they get their surrounded by his dome. There's some horses. They have leather armor. Some hay for them to drink and eat. And the commander, of course, gets golden armor. There's optional, even those for the military. Can't find are the here. So I've decided to put the military. Here's the and then well, they use armor actually slows them. So in smaller areas you'll see them in more often. There's 4 doors to get out, but let's just so area and here 6 mark. And also that you can't act stuck in my world. If you're playing on survival or be on event, you won't. You think maybe stuck here. Stream seats, and then a preacher stands over here, and then the time, and 6 pillars at the bottom to hold the church. They need somewhere to put their bodies, so down here it'd be like the church workers sleep here, they work here. They're like, oh hey, so they got this area for over here. but this is under construction. Now it's meant to look finished on purpose because I want to make the expanding, even though it's not, but it gives you the illusion that it is. Like, oh, these people are still building things and they still need to expand. I think I'm going to use this for parts of the capital city in sparse parts, like, oh, we're going to add on to this building, or oh, we're constructing it. But you'll see this every so often where it's like, oh, here's a tunnel, and it'll say under construction. So whenever you see an under construction sign, doesn't mean like, oh, expect future content. It means spanning sense. So this is where the sleep. Pretty standard stuff. Beds. Books. You could think of this as like holy scripture books. Some of them could. Some storage for food and water, of course. And they got a bathtub and a toilet. And a little kitchen area right here. Pretty standard stuff. The only thing that really stands out is the fact that there's not really any walls necessarily. It's kind of like just a bunch of separators. It's interesting looking. I really like the way that ended up turning out. Over side of, just imagine those bunch of them. These, but it's going to be over there. Just make the world a little bit more realistic. And that's what I was going for, is a somewhat realism to the world. We're always going to get, even if, because this town is one of the few towns that doesn't. So they rely. But it's, the houses, let's just take the tax office for instance. Because, well, it's just this one area is the tax, low waiting area, and this little desk area. And optional doors, of course. Over here, some storage for their jewels, and they got a bathroom. They're a little bit more middle class family. On the second floor, you got a little small one. Got a kitchen area. Normally, I put things on both sides of these, but I didn't want to tear down the whole house at this point. I was already on the second floor, and I didn't want to do this. But normally, the chairs would either be stair. Other windows don't give a really much lighting. Kitchen area is kind of cramped. Another guest bedroom right here. Little bedroom. Not much to see. And there's the master bedroom. Little bookshelf for entertainment, and some windows and a desk and some chests. I really want to highlight because it does add to realism. It's just a little, but they'll take this and take it to the bathhouse, and that's why the bathhouse has their own waste and their own sewage. That's how they get rid of it in this town. It's most of the already. Just show you another house just to give a good example of this. I was looking for a 2-story bathroom, like room, but I actually don't like using that. But it can showcase how small a house. But in a future town, I've actually experimented with smallness of a poor house. And looking at these little small houses, it really contrasts. You'll see their houses. One, as you can see, or 2-block thing going on. Second story still small, so you can have all this open area right here. Couple beds. There's 1 and 2. These are very small. These houses are pretty small. And the house is big. Here's a little bathroom. Here's, you can see, but most bigger houses, obviously, so I was able to do it with these be here. There's going to be a few, but it's going to be like the standard watchtower. You go up here. It's kind of like walking into a Quick Trip. You know exactly how it's laid out and everything. He does only do that with the watchtowers. That way it kind of connects the world in a way. But have every town stand out besides that. As you can tell, if you're coming across this road, you can get into Maid this way as well. You'll be on the other side. And one. The governor's house is over here. As you can tell, it's a lot more roomy. It's actually 4 blocks is the height of this, which with dealing just makes it really tall really quickly without having to give it a lot of meaningless space. If that makes any sense. Here's a bathtub. If you notice, in this town, it's the only one that gets bathtubs. And here's... I didn't realize there was a difference between blue and yellow lanterns or blue and yellow torches, but they have light. Great to see it. From it being all just potion of night of all that, it just looks an area. And it's an area because the governor's rich. Rolls. There will be a lot of fairs to do. Here are people dining table probably won't. And here is room area. On the left, had a friend staying over, or had families coming over to visit. He could just have them sleep in one of these comfortable beds. And across, here's the servant's bedroom. A lot of the governors or rich people actually use servants, and they don't get paid. They're kind of like slaves, but most of the time they're actually treated pretty well. But they do the cooking and cleaning, kind of maintaining it. They're kind of like a maid or a butler if they wouldn't get paid. That's pretty much what they are. They work normal shifts, and they basically get to do whatever when they get their work done. Guest bedroom and another servant. So there's 12 servants for the governor in this house. Guest bedroom, and here's his personal guards. I think, yeah, see? Personal guards. And there's not going to be... They're not all filled yet. But there's not going to be any gold armor because the governor's in charge. There's no reason to have a commander. You can go around the bedrooms if you want. Doesn't really do anything, but you could do that. Your little... The servants or... and book. Bath. So that's the second floor. Third floor is when you start going up the stairs, you're above the wall now. Some windows. It's a lot different at night, so we'll have to go back here later. But this is where they can eat and party, and citizens are actually to here. And this is... They can get their entertainment when the governor throws parties. And they have, they of course have some tables to sit at. The tables are actually very functional, as you can see. You can go like that. A little bar area. Back room hangout spot. Like I said, you're sitting down now. Cool. I love using trapdoors. You can use them in all crazy ways. Some windows, you can see the sound. I think you could actually start some cool stuff. Or our bedroom. The governor has his own spot on the side, so you can't just accidentally walk into it, because sometimes the party goes up here to the pool on the pews. One little in the middle. He has his own private bathroom. If you see them, they usually that's not always their hands in. Downtown, sanitary. Some windows, watch closet awaiting, and did that area with some windows, and you can see the endless desert. The desert is like a kind of post that. It's like, imagine a post-apocalyptic world, everything's starting to regrow, or starting to, you know, evolve. Not every man for himself anymore. There's society. They figured out a way to cope with the conditions of whatever happened in the past. Here's his own secret safe room with all his money. It's very in mystery. People even debate land. Some say 500 years. It's all different times. Here, you can dive in if you want into the deep end. There's some tables, some cooking. I decided to add a few more beds. It'd be inconsistent to downstairs. And here's the roof area. Between it runs various power when I could guard tower. Well, the guard stands, but most of the there's a little table. And this is pretty much the height. There's a little roof area. If you're overlooking this, there's the entrance with the flag signifying this is a very important building. That's what the flags are used for. Not everybody has them. Most people actually don't. It's not the domain directly in a sense. It's not areas. Same thing with the bathhouse used collect tax. That's why the flag why they're on. As you can see, in places they're not going to be, and that house, as you can tell, is a really good town to get into. And one of the towns I found in, there's a dome. There might be 10 of them. So the player to spot, like, check it. You can come. This is another, which I won't cover anytime soon because instead the next even smaller town, it's barely surviving because it has very few. That's basically a town that years ago had to set up their own town. So allowed to, as long as they did some farming and applied the king. I won't on the fourth one, bring that one up. So Eridar's going to be in the town with more, but there's a lot of not, but there's still a lot of things to see. And Valencia will be next, and that's taking me forever because it's actually very. I start the next, and the week after I'll do Sacred, and then Valencia, the Valley.